Have you ever wondered why some people absolutely hate crowded places? While many people enjoy concerts, shopping malls, festivals, or packed stadiums, others feel exhausted, anxious, or even overwhelmed just thinking about being surrounded by large groups of people. It's easy to assume they're shy, antisocial, or simply don't like having fun, but psychology tells a much deeper story. The truth is, people who avoid crowded places are often responding to how their brains process stimulation, emotions, and personal space. Let's explore the fascinating psychology behind people who hate crowds. One of the biggest reasons is something psychologists call sensory overload. Every crowded environment bombards the brain with information. There are conversations happening everywhere, loud noises, flashing lights, moving bodies, different smells, and countless visual distractions competing for attention. For some people, the brain filters this information efficiently. But for others, especially highly sensitive individuals, the brain processes much more of that incoming information. As a result, crowded places can feel mentally exhausting. Imagine having dozens of television channels playing at full volume in your head at the same time. That's similar to how overwhelming a busy environment can feel for certain people. Another reason is linked to personality traits, particularly introversion. Contrary to popular belief, introverts don't necessarily dislike people. Many introverts enjoy meaningful conversations and social connections. The difference is that social interaction consumes their mental energy instead of replenishing it. In crowded places, introverts often find themselves constantly processing social signals, facial expressions, conversations, and interactions. This continuous mental effort can quickly drain their energy reserves. That's why after spending time in a packed event, some people feel the need to be alone for a while to recharge. Personal space also plays an important role. Psychologists have discovered that humans have invisible boundaries around their bodies known as personal space zones. When strangers enter these zones without permission, the brain may interpret it as a potential threat. In crowded environments, personal space practically disappears. People brush past each other, stand shoulder to shoulder, and invade these invisible boundaries. For individuals who place a high value on personal space, this constant intrusion can create discomfort, irritation, or anxiety. There is also an evolutionary explanation. Thousands of years ago, our ancestors had to remain alert to potential dangers. Being surrounded by large groups of unfamiliar individuals could increase uncertainty and reduce one's ability to monitor threats. Although modern crowds are usually safe, our brains still carry some ancient survival mechanisms. For certain people, crowded situations may unconsciously trigger feelings of vigilance and alertness. Their brain enters a state of heightened awareness, making the experience feel stressful rather than enjoyable. Past experiences can make a huge difference, too. Someone who has experienced getting lost in a crowd as a child, being trapped in a crowded space, or having a panic attack in a busy environment may develop negative associations with crowds. The brain is remarkably good at remembering situations connected to fear or discomfort. As a result, future encounters with crowded places may automatically trigger stress responses, even when no real danger exists. This is one reason why two people can react completely differently to the same environment. Crowd avoidance is also common among people with anxiety. When anxiety levels rise, the brain becomes hyper-focused on possible problems. In a crowded place, there are countless unpredictable factors: noise, movement, social interactions, and limited control over the environment. For someone prone to anxiety, this uncertainty can feel overwhelming. They may constantly think about what could go wrong, where the exits are, or whether they'll be able to leave if they start feeling uncomfortable. The desire for control is another important factor. Many people who dislike crowds prefer predictable environments. They enjoy knowing where they are going, who they will meet, and what to expect. Crowded places are often the opposite. They are unpredictable, chaotic, and difficult to control. Psychologists have found that people generally feel more comfortable when they have a sense of control over their surroundings. When that control disappears, stress levels can increase significantly. Interestingly, disliking crowds does not automatically mean someone is socially anxious or antisocial. Many successful leaders, entrepreneurs, artists, and professionals dislike crowded environments. They may enjoy socializing in smaller groups, but prefer meaningful interactions over large gatherings. Their preference is often about the environment, not the people. In fact, research suggests that highly creative and reflective individuals frequently seek quieter settings because these environments allow deeper thinking and better concentration. So if you know someone who avoids crowded places, don't assume they're unfriendly or strange. Their brain may simply be wired differently. They might process sensory information more intensely, value personal space more strongly, prefer meaningful interactions, or feel more comfortable in calm and predictable environments. And honestly, in a world that is becoming louder, busier, and more crowded every year, their preference might make perfect sense. The next time you see someone choosing a quiet corner instead of a packed room, remember that psychology shows us there's often much more happening beneath the surface than we realize. Human behavior is complex, and sometimes what looks like avoidance is simply a different way of experiencing the world. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who always avoids crowded places. And let us know in the comments. Do you love crowds, or do you prefer peace and quiet?